Welcome to Cosmic RX Radio, a podcast that gives you real-life tools of spiritual empowerment and pure hype. I'm your host and intuitive guide, Madi Murphy. This week, the sky is handing us the mic for one last disco ball infused roar before Virgo season takes over the stage to sweep up some of the mess, hand us a glass of water, and say, let's get down to it. Yes, I'm going to get into all of that and more and what it means for you today on this episode of Cosmic RX Radio. But first, I'm your host. I'm your high vibe hype woman, your cosmic consultant, Madi Murphy. And I am excited to talk about how we end Leo season strong, how we welcome in Virgo season, and of course, prepare as we get into the heart of the eclipse portal. So before we get into all of that, I do hope that you really got the most out of this Leo season, right? Did you let yourself shine? I hope so. Did you let yourself be seen? Did you let yourself take up unapologetic space for the cosmic spotlight and something from your heart, something from, your art, your heart, your chart, all of the above? If not, you have a few more days to do it. So let's talk about, in general, Virgo season is always coming to knock on that door, right? With a clipboard, a plan, a green juice. I'd be like, hey, girly, like you Leo seasoned hard, and we love that for you. It's like the friend that comes in after you've had like a hard night of partying, and they're like, yeah, tell me how the story is. I love this, but also like let's start just cleaning up some of this mess. Let's wash our face, let's brush our hair, let's go for a little walk. Okay, so that's what this week might feel like for you. And before I get into all of the announcements and the moon report and the planetary planning, this is kind of unique for me because I usually take off the last 2 weeks of August. So I was like, wow, I haven't really given a podcast in a while that's transitioning us from Leo to Virgo. And I think this is one of my most favorite transitions of the year. It also got a little bit like, it's like a Sunday scary, like back to school energy, but I also like love back to school. Very complex. But I do want you to think about, before we get into Virgo season, September 22nd, August 22nd starting, I do want you to think about, like, have we been sitting on a draft? Can we post it? Do we have that outfit that's just perhaps a little too much and therefore just enough? Can we wear it? Do we want to speak our heart's truth on something? Even if our voice shakes, please share away, speak away, sing away, sister. And Leo season, it isn't just about being loud for the sake of it or the center of attention. It's about being real and letting your authentic self take that center stage as a way of telling yourself, your spirit, your inner child, your heart, you matter. You deserve to be witnessed. It's part of your birthright. And what that does for you and your radiance and your clarity and your power. Okay. And so so you have a little bit more time to take advantage of this, and you've probably been building up maybe in some kind of level of cosmic confidence. So don't coast now. Seize it. Take advantage of it. So Virgo announcements. The big one is we're throwing a party. We were going to have a Leo season party, but then Mercury retrograde did its thing and kind of rerouted us to having a Virgo party. Ain't no party like a Virgo party, because a Virgo party has coasters and color-coded spreadsheets, name tags. But I'm serious. Honestly, Virgos throw great parties because we're all about the details, right? Actually, I'm literally putting in my phone right now. Don't forget, order name tags. I'm such a Virgo. I can't with me right now, but we're doing it. New York City book launch, September 16th at Rocco's, near Washington Square Park. We're doing it big. We got, I'm going to be signing up books for you all. We're going to have cosmic cocktails, mystical mocktails. We're going to have mingling. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have goodies. We're going to have vibes. You're going to be able to hang out with the cosmic crew, IRL. Mark it, save it. Even though it's Virgo season, please wear something fabulous. Like, please show up and show out in the Leo season culture, but with like maybe the Virgo, again, like details, or Virgo, like I'm going to show up, because like Leo sometimes is that it has so many things going on, but Virgo season, like let's put this in the calendar. And I really appreciate everyone who's already RSVP'd or who's pumped for it, because I think one of my favorite parts about Cosmic Arctics is that we try and do, the things that are more community oriented online. And, we always try to do more stuff in person. Sometimes bandwidth, budget, gets in the way, but we always want to do more. So when we have an event and it goes really well, it's really helpful for us because we're like, great, we're highly motivated. And, we're also looking for maybe in the new year some just brand partnerships and people who can help us facilitate really cool experiences for you all, not just to have fun, but also like in these times right now, we need the in-person community, we need the connection, we need the support, we need the like, first of all, just for the mental, physical, emotional health of it all, like, oh my God, we're not alone in this. And also just, doing that networking, that high vibe grid working of like, who are people that we can barter with, that we can collaborate with, that we can lean on, that we can support them, and all that. And that's why it's a Virgo book party, because we're multitasking, we're having fun, but we're also figuring out who is our cohort, in this revolution, as always. So that's again September 16th. I'll put the link in the show notes. And it's free. There'll be a donation option, but you can just collect $0 if you need. Don't let that get in the way. And of course, like, just if you're not in the New York City area, stay tuned. We are planning some things, to hopefully take this show on the road. And just your ultimate reminder, Smithsonian is out right now. Buy it if you haven't. Read it, share it with a friend, and please leave a review. It means the galaxy to me. Okay, let's get into the moon report. We have Santino who's in studio with us today. You have something to say, my little Sag? Hi. It's like, Mom, that's my mic. Okay, let's talk about the moon. Monday, the day this podcast comes out, it's a Gemini moon day. So, talk about, being chatty. Do have conversations that spark ideas, pursue podcasts that light up a different part of your brain, journal, do some brain dumps, brainstorms. Also follow your curiosity and let yourself have some like kind of intellectual self-care in terms of finding something that helps your brain focus on something new, tell a new story, incite some sort of new neural pathways or inspiration, or talk something out. Don't overcommit your attention. We're in a Leo season, Gemini moon. Can be like saying yes to too much, spreading yourself too thin, and that scatterbrain energy can just deplete you and rob you. We want you to stay present, right? So then Tuesday, Wednesday, we have a Cancer moon day. So I do want you to think about nourishing yourself with comfort food. Leo, I always think about connects us to our inner child, especially like playful aspects of it. So maybe like, do you want to do a little mini movie marathon of like some comfort movies you liked to watch when you were younger, or a favorite like fun dessert or treat that you made, and can you just like check in, or if you're here in the northern hemisphere, can we have some salt water therapy? Can we do some skinny dipping as your ultimate self-care for the soul? Check in with friends and family. We're just gonna look out for emotional dramatic spiraling that day, just for drama's sake. Okay, so if you need someone's attention, maybe like tell them directly, like, hey, can we talk this out, versus pulling something really passive aggressive and dramatic in hopes of getting their attention. And like, notice too where you feel that little ping of drama or emotional tenderness, and notice where you're like pulling back into your crab shell again, as sort of like a maybe subconscious or unconscious way of getting attention. Just take it from me, from a Cancer rising who tried that for many years. It doesn't really get anyone anywhere. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. If you're upset, just tell someone, so you can work it out. Then Thursday and Friday, we have a Leo moon. We're leading to Virgo season. So we're keeping that Leo energy going. We're sharing our gifts. We're celebrating our wins. We're posting the creative content. We are not letting comparison steal your shine. We are not looking at someone else's light and saying, why isn't my light like that? No, honey. And then Saturday, we go into the Virgo new moon energy. So this is a perfect day, weekend to like declutter a space, maybe do like a cleansing of it spiritually and physically, but also like set some intentions for new structures, new systems to help you up, help you out with health and clarity. Maybe also like in that, clearing your altar space, like just making room, making space for the you that you're becoming. It's going to feel really good going into eclipse season to have this fresh space. Virgo new moon, we'll talk more about how to work with that. But in general, we're going to kind of pay attention to some of that, like organizing, decluttering for clarity's sake. We're just going to look out for being a perfectionist during that time. We're being overly self-critical. And that's going to segue us into the planetary planning for this upcoming week. The earlier part of the week, we're vibing. Okay, just soak up again that Leo season energy, like I said. And then August 22nd, we're getting back into that Virgo season energy. But, it's still August. So, I know we have a lot of people on this podcast who tune in from Europe. By the way, we're at like 730,000 downloads of this podcast, and it just keeps blowing my mind. And we're in like there's so many of you listening to this that I just always forget. I feel like I'm just talking to the void, or like to in a little cocktail party of my baddies, and all of a sudden I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm talking to people in different hemispheres, and whoa, to my European baddies, we're taking a page out of your book and hopefully using August to the best of our ability. I know we have, family and work and timelines that are outside of our control. But I do think that there's something about this like first little bit of August Virgo energy that is less about like do, like, it's like prepping to do all of that stuff we want to do in September, back to school energy, but better set up for success, right? The decluttering, the like getting back into our rhythms and rituals, the figuring out like, okay, very Leo season to Virgo season. Like I want to get better into my hot girl walks, get better in a workout flow with my body. Like, do I need to just declutter and get rid of some of my ratty ragtag workout clothes and treat myself to one nice new set so I feel good when I go out? Or is my space inspiring me, or do I need to kind of carve out a better work from home spot if I'm really going to dedicate myself, to that art project or to that podcast that I got the idea for during Leo season? Like Leo into Virgo is like taking what lit up your heart, and now Virgo season is like, great, let's set up some ways to work with that. And the Virgo key in my book is practice makes magic. So for all of us, this is going to be one of your big cosmic RXs from August 22nd to September 22nd, is going to be um, what are the actual practices that I need in my life to ground me, to help me feel good? Is it, my morning pages practice? Is it a meditation and a walk in the morning or evening? Is, moving my body before I sit down at my desk? Is it, prepping on Sundays for my meals so my family and I don't always feel like we're struggling and stressing to get dinner made? It's for you. Is it your skincare routine because it helps you feel, again, like go to bed, have a better night's sleep? This cleanup, tune up, organization of our life. It's like, what are the practices that help you maintain that in a sustainable way, physically, emotionally, spiritually, digitally? And then also practice makes magic of like, let's start looking out to like, okay, I want to do this thing that got lit up in my heart during Leo season, but knowing like I have to start somewhere. I have to start somewhere. I have to let it be messy, because so often, right, we want to start our projects, we want to start our business, our website, our Instagram accounts, our podcast, again, our art, whatever we want to do. We're kind of looking at someone's like day 1000 and we're on day one. So I just encourage you to do something to start it. And again, practice makes magic. Just keep showing up for you, right? Like keep showing up for that thing, and like let it just be perfectly imperfect to start. Okay, so Virgo season, some hot tips, some cosmic RXs, and we'll think about this a little bit from in the cosmic zone. So let's pull it up. The sixth key here. So practice makes magic is first and foremost, like I just said. That's like the big one, right? That's the big daddy. Small daily actions compound. That consistency that compounds, right? Whether it's your practice for you, or whether it's practice is something that you're creating in the world. I do want you to think about to like structuring your days to meet your emotional and physical needs first. So this is a little bit pulling on, hold on, please. I want you to think about Jupiter is still in Cancer. So this is kind of one of our overarching themes for the year, or June 25 to June 2026. And partner with Virgo season, it's like, what do I need to I feel like I can show up for my life. I was talking about with a client this week. It's like just for her, a certain non-negotiable was like no, um, no phone, no texting or conversations after a certain point in the evening. And it's because it's not just like, oh, I'm being precious, which is fine if you want to be precious. But it's like, I really need that. Because when I don't do that, maybe I can't sleep. And then a bad night's sleep equals I'm irritated, I'm drained, I wake up feeling down. For me, like figuring out the structure of as someone who works for themselves, but now also has two small children, it's like I really had to figure out and get pretty like in a non-negotiable state with my flow for my day, for my week. And how do I carve out non-negotiable time for myself emotionally and physically, and also like what's the best flow for talking to people, for podcasting, for doing creative work, for catching up on emails. And it's not perfect, but again, like knowing that what I need, that Cancer, like watery, flowy emotional energy, and then creating the structures around that sets me up for way more success. And that's something that is just a big key of Virgo season, is like, how can I operate life with more joy, less lag and drag, right? And then in my book, I was talking about, we did a little like online event this week, and I was really talking about how certain of the keys by the zodiac signs go together. So like the earth sign keys are going to inform each other in a way, the water sign keys. So there's also key 10, my life is my legacy, which is the Capricorn key. And this is a great time to think about. Santina wanted to come join us. So yeah, in this same time of Virgo season, let's think about Capricorn energy. So my life is my legacy, right? Like this is thinking about how do we operate in integrity. And one of the like best ways of doing that is consistency, which builds off of the Virgo energy. But it's also about like, how can I act like the version of me that I want to call in right now and embody her, even if my life doesn't totally match where I want to be yet? How can I mean what I say and say what I mean? How can I always kind of do the right thing when no one's watching? And in terms of like the Virgo season of it all, this one's going to be a big one because of, as we get ready for eclipse energy, which we're already in the portal now as you're listening to this. But the active eclipse, like the heart of the eclipse, is going to be September 7th to the 21st. And that kind of leads me into talking about the new moon in Virgo. And this year is very interesting because we have two Virgo new moons in one season, and one of them's an eclipse. So this is kind of telling me that for all of us in our life, the Virgo medicine wants to do something that is very grounding, that is very anchoring for us. And we have the South nodes in Virgo. It's been there since January 11th of 2025. We're releasing and clearing maybe some unhealthy, shadowy or low consciousness frequency around Virgo. So again, perfectionism, judgment of self or others, self-criticism, kind of an obsession with not just perfection, but like kind of that clean girl aesthetic, an obsession with wellness in an unhealthy way, an obsession with, good genes, Sydney Sweeney, and all that stuff that goes from either, is one of the traps and biggest tools of the patriarchy and capitalism and, on the smallest scale of just feeling like we have to be, perfect in our day-to-day routines, all the way up to judging ourselves for who we are as mothers or creators, for not having it all together, or all the way up to the ways in which beauty standards and obsession with optimizing our health or our body, or our relationship to our weight, becomes not just a fixation, unhealthy in the micro, but it becomes on the macro really like a tool of oppression. It's just one of the best ways to distract us, is to have us constantly like, undernourished, counting calories, obsessed, feeling weak, feeling really can't, get off of track of our macros or whatever. It's just like this Virgo season, I think, with the South Node in Virgo, is going to show us where we might hold or be perpetuating or unconsciously limiting ourselves with some unhealthy Virgo. So again, in my book, I do talk about some of that shadowy Virgo energy. You could read that and kind of see like, is this bring up anything for me that I'm ready to release, or now that I have more awareness around, I can make better decisions with, right? Or choose new paths. And so with this double Virgo energy, yeah, we're being called to release some of that. We're being called to create some new beginnings around, how we show up for ourselves. And again, like self-care as a framework that's less about an endless to-do list of face masks and complicated recipes and Pilates classes, more about like, what is the scaffolding that I need so I can build and grow and be a secure and stable force and foundation for people in my life and people that need me in my community, my, wherever it is, my clients or my friends or my family. And also, like, how do I create actionable plans and steps off of whatever this thing in my heart that wants to share, and how can I let it be a sacred offering? How can I let myself be of service in this, right? So Virgo wants to be of service. Virgo wants to make it sacred. Like, make it sacred or don't make it at all, right? And Virgo wants to remember the wholeness, the innate wholeness we have within us, the sovereignty, the Virgo, the virgin, the one who is whole in of herself. But to do that, we have to take care of ourselves. We do, okay? So with this Virgo new moon, the first one, I would love for you to pick one space of your life and really declutter that thing for filth. Like, really say, like, clarity, cleanness, or bust, like I talked about in the moon report. And sometimes just picking one area can have it be less daunting, because sometimes Virgos want to do all or nothing, right? Do the whole house, get all the bins, do the labels. We're gonna have, like, matching neutral labels for everything on the labels. It's like, okay, well, that's a great vision if that suits you. But again, are we doing that to conform and perform for social media? Does that really help you? Do you really need that? Or do you just need one area of your life, your closet or work from home space, your kitchen drawer, where you can open it and feel a breath of fresh air and feel space to think, to not have another energy leak on you, and to feel excited to do that task, whatever that is, right? And do it in a way that feels intentional and ritualistic. And I feel like whether that's like emotional or physical, spiritual clutter. What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? Is one of the biggest blockers to ritual. Like, I feel like ritual performs better in spaces that are intentional, and when we have our mind clear and free of background noise. Not you, honey. Static and all of that. So, doing that, decluttering is important on so many levels as we go into this really monumental Virgo season. Two, I would love to have you, do one sort of, I'm not going to call it a wellness upgrade, because I just talked all that shit on that. But I'm going to ask you, like, what's one wholeness upgrade? What's one area of my life where I can commit to my wholeness by doing something that I know is going to make me feel better, right? And just bringing in one small thing. So one small habit, and seeing, can I commit to doing this thing every day? Consistency and all that stuff I talked about. It's kind of like the Virgo, Cancer, Capricorn, but all the Virgo energy. I need what I need of Cancer, the doing it with integrity, like this legacy of Capricorn. But I can make one mini little wholeness ritual practice, and can I do it every day for this Virgo season? We're not doing a lot of active manifesting. We're really close to the eclipses, but instead we are focusing on our practices. And what are the practices that help us regulate and feel more resilient as we grow and evolve, and go through this eclipse portal that, yes, might have some chaos magic in it, right? And also, what are the things that help us be in a better place of trust? When we're regulated and grounded, we can show up in a place of trust so much more. And as the Pisces key, this is definitely a month that's going to ask us to have some kind of big trust, right? In ourselves, in a reroute, in a big download, and like a get up and go sign from our guides. So again, like the rituals and the things that connect us to our wholeness is going to feel supportive, like, right? Like a good ground for us to launch out of, or to anchor into during this eclipse season. And I think it's one of the best ways of doing like non-active manifesting work, but while still maintaining a practice here. Oops. Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay, we're wrapping up. The last thing that I want everyone to think about for this eclipse season, or sorry, new moon in Virgo. Okay, and the last thing is we want to do something that grounds the magical into the earth realm, something that is bringing the metaphysical into the physical. So, again, like getting a candle, a ritual candle of sorts, or like learning about a new herb, or treating yourself to a new crystal, something that can be like an earthly 3D companion for you as you navigate these big shifts. And again, maybe not thinking about them as something you're actively manifesting with, but something that is a container, a physical representation of your intentions. It's an ally for you, right? Virgo really likes to bring the matter and the magic of the universe and the mysteries of it down here to earth so we can enjoy it and digest it, right? And metabolize it. So if you want to go deeper, we're going to be doing a Virgo new moon live call on Thursday, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of interesting things, but definitely a practice that will really help you anchor a lot of the Virgo energy into your everyday life that I use. And we're going to just be talking about eclipse season, what to expect, and setting some intentions around just, again, like showing up as our best self for that. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for, like, I didn't take my end of August break, but I did bring Santino here. So thank you for rolling with me and my kooky 202 life, and just encouraging us all that, like, again, this week is this bridge, right? We have one foot still basking in all of that Leo golden glow, right? We have like our heart center, our heart chakra is being so lit up. And the other one is stepping into Virgo's sacred system so that we can contain all of this. And like I said, use it, digest it, metabolize it, have it feel good. So shine bright. Then let's ground down and just start getting a little clear, a little intentional. I will see hopefully some of you cuties in a few weeks at the New York City launch party. Until then, let's keep living in our cosmic zone. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wrap you in those big ass blessings and call in for you for this eclipse season and beyond some big, fat, abundant AF, juicy checks and some hot fulfilling, toe curling, make you feel like heaven on earth sex. And until then, earmuffs, but not. Until then, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next week. Do you love getting your Cosmic RX for the week here and want more? Make sure to sign up for our premium subscription so you can get exclusive access to bonus podcast episodes, all of my astrology info for the month ahead, and live new and full moon calls to help you manifest your dream life with an intentional international community of other cosmic baddies. Sign up through our link in show notes.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you want to know more about Cosmic RX, head on over to thecosmicrx.com. And if you really love this show, I'd love it if you left a rating and review on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen to podcasts. I super love hearing from you and reading your reviews. All right, you cosmic baddie, tune in next week. And until then, remember, love yourself fully, work your magic, and take no shit.